Weep Grana, Weep Nitty Bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today on my channel we're going to be checking a look at the latest Studio 86, the Studio 86 08 Gnaw, better known to you and me as a Sharkticon from the 86 Transformers the movie. As always on this channel, let's start by checking a look at the box. And the box is pretty cool. Again, pretty nice artwork here on the front for the angry looking Sharkticon dude. Again, you know, not sure why they didn't just use stuff from the movie, but hey, yeah, it looks okay. Highly detailed here, which is more in line with the figure rather than the actual movie itself, where they were a lot smoother. We also see Gnaw, Transformers the movie, +8 Hasbro, Transformers Generations, Takara Tomy. At the top you get the Transformers the movie logo, same as all of the 86. At the side we get 86 onto a little perspex window, and then we also get the picture of Gnaw there as well. On the back we get the... In fact, I think this is actually, rather than having a rendering, I think this is actually a product shot. So we'll check a look at how close this is to the actual product we got, but I think this is very close. Very recently when I reviewed Wreck-Gar and also Slag, I do think that both of those were renderings rather than the actual product shots, but this looks to me like a product shot and is very similar to the product that we actually get here. What's pretty cool is that they had the little Quintesson logo here at the back. Obviously we only just got that in Kingdom, but they've included it on this, which is pretty cool. We also get told don't eat our children because they have small parts, and then we also get a little look at the backdrop here, which is the Quintesson area. Close up on his face at the back, and then at the bottom we get the little lion. So if we check a look inside, we can bring out the backdrop here and have a look at this one. So there's the actual backdrop. So when we're looking at the backdrop, we can then also drop in the figure itself, and as always with these things, in the alt mode, it doesn't fit on the backdrop at all. He also comes with the destructions. So the destructions for this one, pretty easy, quite nice transformation actually. He's a bit of a parts former when he comes, yet some assembly is required with this figure. I'll show you how that works though when we get into the bot mode, but other than that, well, not bad. First we check the box, then we check the bot inside. So this is Gnaw, aka Sharkticon, and yeah, he's nice. He is pretty nice. He's a little blocky, if I'm honest, and he's way bigger than I expected him to be. And when you see me do the kind of comparison later on, you'll see what I mean. He's a big dude. He's definitely the biggest Sharkticon in my collection, but he's okay. He is nice. I mean, all of the features that we have here are very nice. The silver or gunmetal grey going across it. I love these shiny eyes. They did actually kind of give us some chrome teeth, some nice shiny gnashes there as well, with that really nice very light blue that comes down. I guess they'll do another color variant of this as well, similar to the one that they did in with the pit, where it's a slightly different colorization to go with the original version. Really nice detailing and molded detailing as we come around the back as well on the kind of back fin here. The tail is great and has some articulation that I'll show you in a second, but overall he's pretty nice. When we get to the articulation, I'll have to say these legs are a little loose, if I'm honest. He's a heavy dude, but you see, if I want him to go to a specific pose, you kind of have to find the right pose for him. Otherwise, he really does want to... so I can kind of get him into this pose, yeah, and he'll hold it then, but there is just some poses where he'll just end up flat on his face. So these joints here are not quite as nice and firm. I mean, I can use my Kiki on it and firm those joints up, but that's a bit of a problem. Mine as well has a lot of manufacturing burrs on it. I don't know if you can pick it up there, but there's burrs all over this thing where it's come from the mold and left some real bad looks on the sides of this here and here at the top as well. So yeah, it's not the cleanest of products. Articulation wise, his head at the top opens and closes a little bit. His jaws at the bottom go all the way down and all the way up, so you can get a real wide mouth attempt on it. So you get some nice poses there with the mouth. The hands go kind of up and down to the top, and then you'll get some posability here as well. I do think that though that the arms, I wish they had a little bit more articulation to go out to the side, because they're a little bit close here with this, and I know that when you move this, it does catch on the side here, so I'm wondering how long the paint on the side of here will take before it completely rubs off if it keeps moving against each other. So that's a little bit of a shame as well, if I'm honest. The legs, as I've said, you will get a full 360 here on the legs and a full knee bend here as well, and you'll also get some rotation as well, but it feels a little loose. It holds enough, but it does feel a little loose. You do actually get some articulation on the tail from here to here. No more articulation, which is a shame. I know there's also a upgrade kit with a more articulated tail coming, so that's quite good. And then you can spin the fin. You can spin the fin. But that's it from an articulation point of view. Yeah, he's not bad. Yeah, see the posability here just a little bit weak, but we can get him in a nice enough pose. Like I said, you can see it here. I just wish those arms would splay out just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more life. He also comes with accessories, so we have this gun as well as an accessory, just kind of oddly grey, purpley type gun, very similar to the other side of the arms here. Again though, this is absolutely covered in burrs from the manufacturing process. This is really sad. Another one here at the back as well. Mine is absolutely covered in these. This does attach to him in this mode, so you can weaponize the dude up, and then he can sit there with his gun that looks okay. Yeah. Time for the comparison, and first we're gonna compare this figure to the Mech Fans Toys take on the Sharkticons, and for my money, I still prefer this little dude. I mean, you can see what I mean about the arms on this one. You can see it just gives this one a little bit more life. This one is bigger, but I don't necessarily agree with this one being bigger. I like the size of this, especially compared to some of my deluxe figures and some of the other figures within this line. I do think that this one kind of just looks a lot better. There's no articulation in the tail, but I do like the way that this is a lot smaller and rounder. You know, this one is longer and bigger. I guess it just depends on which one you want your Sharkticon in for your collection. For my money, if I'm gonna army build, I'm still army building with this dude rather than this dude. Comparing him to some figures from the Studio 86 line then, and here is Hot Rod. So we can see he's way bigger than Hot Rod's alt mode, and then we can also compare him to Grimlock, and you can see here that he's about waist high to Grimlock in his bot mode. So yeah, he's absolutely huge. Transformation time on this dude then. The first thing we're going to do is pull off the tail. Come on, you can do it. Yep. There we go. So we pull off the tail and then you'll be left with the rest of just the body here. So we can maneuver this one round and flip the fin round. This fin does actually come off when he comes in the box. He does come with his fin separated, so don't worry about that. You just boom, flip this one around and then move everything kind of out up here, because all of the kind of transformation takes place within the body. So now we'll just untab this section and move everything up, so you can see that everything is kind of moved over to here, and a lot of the transformation then is fairly simple from here, because we need to unfurl the legs and unfurl the leg there. Just keep them out there like that. This section here, fold it forwards and twist this around, so you've got the whole body there. Then you can bring his little legs down, and while we're here, bring out the foot, bring out the foot. Coming back up the top here, you can move this down, just tab it in, then bring out his hand, bring out his hand. So you've basically got the whole body ready, and then this whole section here with the arms will need to go round and then turn it around and then just layer everything down on top of each other, and then we have our fully transformed Gnaw Sharkticon, whatever you want to call him. So let's take a look and check a look at Gnaw himself, and I think that this mode actually, for me, I think this mode is better than the Sharkticon mode. I'm quite glad that I have some Sharkticon modes that I really like, because I will now probably keep this dude in his alt mode, which I don't do with any of my Sharkticons, but I think this is a better representation of a Sharkticon bot mode than an alt mode. And then when we look at the face here, I think the face is definitely what does it for me. It's so reminiscent of the movie and just looks absolutely incredible. They've done a great job with the head sculpt there, especially with the yellow eyes kind of peeking through the bottom. This area here looking very nice with those silver chromed out teeth, red little elements within the section there, and then that little yellow bit there. Very, very classic. Lots of molded detailing as we go through the white body and the white chest. When we come down to the kind of crotch area, you've just got a little bit of green there. Everything else is just the molded detailing. The plastic on this again feels okay. It doesn't feel the highest of quality, if I'm honest, when we get down to the kind of legs area. If you have Retgar, feels very similar to how Retgar's legs kind of feel on this, but I do like the way that you have the kind of pinky tone here, and then that nice classic blue tone as well. The back obviously has a little bit of a backpack, but it's a flat backpack, and I think it does look really, really good. And for me, this is the best mode for this figure. I do like this better than the alt mode. Articulation on this dude, you'll get a full 360 on his head, and you'll get some up, you get a little bit of down, you get up and a little bit of down. You get a full 360 here on his arms, and then he'll also get that bend there and a full 360 here as a bit of a twist on his arm. So you'll get some nice kind of range of movement here on the arms. No ab crunch, swivel or anything like that. These are all fully fixed around here, but you will get all the way to the front, all the way to the back. You'll get some nice knee bend here and some great toe articulation to go with it as well, due to the transformation and all kinds of things. So that's about it. The backpack doesn't really do much. You can move this up and down, but obviously it just looks dumb like that. And then the fin as well, if you want the fin down or you want the fin up, doesn't really matter. It'll sit on both sides. You can move these arms as well while it's in this mode, but I don't know why you would. But yeah, overall, he does articulate quite nicely, and he will pose kind of however you really want him to, as long as you don't want to do anything really with his hips. Obviously, this dude does come with accessories. We've already seen the gun, and that gun placement can go in his hand like that. So he does look pretty good with his gun. It's a fairly nice looking gun, there's no problems with that. And then he also comes obviously with this tail. Let's check a closer look at this tail. It's a little bit waffleized, so you can kind of see through it where they've made a little bit of cost savings here on that. But overall, the problem with this tail for me is it looks like it should articulate way more than it does. When I got this out of the box, I saw it and I was like, what? Fully art? No, it's got one place of articulation. But hey, they could have given us 0 pieces of articulation in it, so it's good that we actually get 1 piece of articulation, and this then does just sit in his arm so he can use his own tail as a mace. So now it's time for the comparison, and again we'll start with the Mech Fans Toys dude, who is a lot smaller, as you can see, which is why, you know, when I look at it, definitely I prefer the bot mode here, but I prefer the alt mode on this dude. And seeing as I keep my Sharkticons in their alt modes, this is still the Sharkticon for me. Next to Hot Rod, he is a little smaller than Hot Rod, which is cool, because obviously his alt mode, is so much bigger than Hot Rod. You would think maybe he's still going to be bigger than Hot Rod, but no, there's a size difference here, so that's still quite nice. And then we pop Big Daddy Grimlock in at the back, and we can see, yeah, he's still about about waist high to Grimlock. So interesting. He doesn't seem to grow any. So, final thoughts on this dude, and would I recommend him? And I have to say, yeah, he's not bad. If you don't have a Sharkticon in your collection, then yeah, definitely you should pick him up. He's okay. I was excited, super excited actually, when I saw the release of this dude with him in hand, with some of the challenges and some of the issues that I can see. I am, if I'm honest, a little disappointed in him, but not overly disappointed. I don't regret picking him up, but he looks nice in both modes. Just for me, he feels a little big. The burrs on the arms are really disappointing that he's not a quality product. Could have done with a little bit more articulation in that tail, but overall, yeah, he's not bad. There's definitely worse figures out there. Let me know your thoughts on this dude down in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!